We'll talk about all of this on the actual thing. Don't worry.
Jaden.
It's there now. Here, buddy.
I've been saying hello to you on the
Yep.
Why?
That's firing.
So this is the fire ring, so the ring is actually in the head.
Yep.
What?
Hello everybody, welcome back to our Blessed Performance YouTube channel. This is Dagan, if you guys didn't know. You might talk to him on the phone once in a while.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I don't know. You've met quite a few of the folks around here. Trying to get them all into the videos as we kind of go. Hey, there's Mr. Free Diesel right over there.
Yeah. Clayton, you want to come be in this video?
Yeah, he's headed out probably.
Oh yeah.
Clayton, what do you think of Powerstroke products?
Yes.
Yes. Good stuff. Alrighty. So today we're gonna talk about their line of 6.7 Cummins. Yep, I know that's weird, okay, because Cummins. Everybody knows us for Powerstrokes, and it's Powerstroke products. But they also make a line of Cummins heads, okay? Our truck Nose Candy is running this guy right here. Our truck Nose Candy made 1353 on the dyno last time. Our truck Nose Candy has been to 295 degrees twice with a Powerstroke products head gasket set and an O-ringed head twice so far in the burnout pit because I have a heavy right foot. This guy right here, it's heavy. So when we go in the burnout pit, I have a let's just go, let's see what happens and send it. I'm blowing tires off is what I'm doing. The cool part about that, it's been to 295 degrees twice and has not popped a head gasket, knock on wood. Anyway, that's a great success story right there. 1,353 horsepower, 295 degrees twice in the burnout pit, and it's still going strong with this head right here and a set of Powerstroke products gaskets, which we're gonna show you a little bit later on. Needless to say, we wanted to start this video, to make this video to talk about these amazing heads here. O-ringed versus fire-ringed, which one do you do and why do you do it? So let's start with the O-ringed head right here. This is kind of a standard in the Powerstroke industry, in the Powerstroke world. If you do a head job on a 6.0 or a 6.4 or a 6.7 and you don't O-ring it, you're just literally wasting time. Same thing with a 7.3 in my opinion. The lovely gaskets, they like to blow out pretty often. We've had that problem before. We made a little too much power on that truck and it wasn't O-ringed like the owner had told us it was. And then coolant went everywhere. But it was really fun until then. Anyway, we knew we were gonna make some power with Nose Candy. That was the game plan with that truck. So we reached out to Powerstroke products and asked them about which head to run. Didn't really know how much we were shooting for. The goal was 4-digit street truck. So we decided to go with the O-ring version of their head. O-rings are, like I said, a must. I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain this. The best way to explain this is their insurance to ensure that if you have a defect in your block, that it protects your money, your investment into your truck. The cost of O-ringing head in today's world is generally $200 more than the non-O-ringed version. If you're towing heavy with a tuner on there and you got 30,000 pounds behind you, it is important to make sure that you don't pop a head gasket. You over-the-road truck guys that are driving over the road, let's be honest, 6.7 Cummins are just as notorious as popping a head gasket as a 6.0 Powerstroke. Don't lie to us, we know the truth because we see it every day.
We sell these.
We sell these all the time and we talk to people every day and we work on the trucks and we see it, okay? 6.7 Powerstrokes or 6.7 Cummins and a 6.0 Powerstroke have one thing in common, that is they love popping head gaskets. Realistically, it's because of a poor coolant flow design at the back of the engine. That's why it happens. Cylinder 6 likes to blow, okay? Well, this side right here. The fix is, one of the best ways to fix it, there's a bypass kit, yes, but the best way to fix it is preventative maintenance. One, doing a new head with O-rings, or two, when it blows, putting an O-ringed head on there to ensure that you're not gonna have a problem. So, the difference in these two heads is fire-ringed and O-ringed, and other than that, they're both of these are 103-pound spring heads, which if you're gonna do it, in my opinion, once again, you're looking at an extra $400 like that, Dagan, right?
I think right around $400 extra.
$400 to go from the standard, I think it's a 95 PSI spring to 103 PSI spring or something like that, or 90 PSI, somewhere in there. I can't remember what the standard is off head. Sorry about that. That being said, once again, it's one of those cheap insurance things. This head right here is like $2,300 plus shipping. That one's $2,700 plus shipping. These do ship freight because they are so heavy. It took 3 of us, as you might see in the video, to get these guys up on the toolbox up here, okay? Realistically, we could have used a forklift, but we're dummies and we like to do it the hard way. Right, Dagan?
Yeah,
so,
usually, unfortunately.
Okay, which one do you need for your truck? I'm gonna tell you right now, 90% of you, the O-ring is gonna work perfectly fine for what you're doing. If you are towing heavy, sub 800 horsepower, and you're towing heavy, and that's what you're gonna do with the truck is daily drive it and tow it, O-ring's gonna be flawless for years and years and years and years, never gonna have a problem with it. If you're in that 1,000 to 800, you need to think about what you're doing with the truck to which one you want to run. I have zero intentions of ever towing with nose candy. In fact, I'm gonna remove the hitch in the long run and put the dang thing on the ground. That being said, if I was towing heavy and I wanted to make that kind of power, I'm stepping over here to the fire ring. Since I'm not, I'm gonna stay with the O-ring head and we're gonna push this guy to the limits. That's the goal with this. This winter, we're gonna tear that truck down and do a camshaft and some rods and stuff so I don't window the block. Just gotta keep my foot out of it until then. If you followed at all that story, you've seen that we've had some third transmission, full set of tires, and a turbo, 2 turbos in 400 miles. A couple fireballs out the exhaust. It's been pretty fun. Back to what we're talking about. O-ring versus fire ring. Like I said, if you're 800 and less, O-ring's gonna be just fine all day. Never gonna have a problem with it. If you're 800 to 1,000, you need to think about what you're doing with the truck to decide which head to run. Most of you will still get away with running an O-ring head just fine. I still recommend the 103 pound springs for stock to whatever horsepower you're going to. I do recommend when you do this job, you can get a set of push rods, a set of gaskets, that kind of stuff, out of Powerstroke Products head studs with it. All of those things when you're doing the job, it's never a bad idea to make sure that you just get it one package done, ready to go. When it shows up, everything that you need to do the job is on the pallet, and we can include all of that and ship it to you that way. Stepping up to the firing. Well, Matt, you're supposed to, in order to run a firing head, you have to do a groove in the block. Yes and no. This head is designed and manufactured to where you do not have to do a groove in the block. And I actually just got off the phone with them and asking them, okay, what, because I need to know this for my customers. I want to share the right information. So this head is ready to go, 1,500 horsepower all day. It can be daily driven on. It does not have to be torn apart like back in the old days when fire ring came out, that you had to tear it apart every 5 passes, 2 or 3 sled pulls. You got to take it apart. And then a lot of that is because of the design of the ring. This is a radius ring, not a square groove ring. And because it's a radius ring, it's designed to hold the power longer. So this one is essentially a thicker O-ring version. That's the best way to put it, but it does use a specific head gasket for that. And this can cause some troublesome of installation. So some guys are like, Matt, I don't want to deal with that. And I get that, okay? So that's where we're talking about the power. Realistically, if you're shooting over 1,000, we do recommend going to this guy right here. We should have probably put this on. We're gonna test the limits of this one, but we should have gone with the firing version. At that time, you know what? We wanted to learn, and when we discussed the situation, we went with the firing for ease of installation. I mean, the O-ring for the ease of installation. The firing here, it does come with a full spec sheet and whatnot, but it is designed with these rings in here to be used on a non-groove block. You don't need to mess with the block at all with this head if you do not want to. So once again, you could use this at 400 horsepower, a stock truck, and you'll never have a problem with it. It's gonna hold even more power than this guy right here. That being said, it does come with some extra labor involved for installation. When do you need to groove the block and the head at the same time with a firing? Well, that's realistically about 1,500 horsepower. 15 to 1,800 is when you need to start thinking about doing that. Okay, that's the safe number. Yes, guys have pushed it to 2,000 plenty of times. There's been all these stories of success and everything else you can imagine. That being said, there's insurance and there's not, and you have to decide what's going to work best for you. If you do intend to push it past that 1,500 horsepower level, that's when you should groove the block and do the proper thickness firing for that, and reach out to us and we can get you that gasket with this head at the same time. Couple of little tech tips. Obviously, whenever you do a Cummins, there's a hot retorque, okay? On the O-ring side, generally it's only 1 hot retorque and you're good to go. On the firing side, it needs to be 3 hot retorques. Well, 2. So essentially, as soon as you get it done, start it up, let it idle up to operating temperature, which would be like 180, 190, shut it off, hot retorque. After that, get it once again, top off your fluids, go out and drive it, get it up to temperature, beat on it a little bit, go back, hot retorque. This guy, fire it up, idle it, warm it, maybe a 5 miles on it is what we did, and 1 torque, that's it. If you notice the difference, this one it doesn't move and you do a hot retorque. This one, it moves and you do a hot retorque. This one, and then you still do the moving hot retorque on this one as well. So it's 3 total torque sequences on bolts for this. It'd be 2 total for the O-ringed head, 3 for the fire-ringed head. That's the biggest difference between both of these. Realistically, I don't know if we can get a better head. These things are awesome. I know that I'm talking a lot, just introducing Dagan here. You guys talk to him on the phone a lot. Anything that you want to share?
Honestly, these are like one of our #1 sellers too. They've been really getting a lot better with the Cummins and the Powerstrokes. We sell quite a few sets of heads for the 6.0 Powerstrokes. The Cummins is a whole nother ball game that we're hoping to step into, and these are absolutely phenomenal heads. I can 100% vouch for that by riding in nose candy. That we beat on it pretty good, and that thing, I mean, that head holds up really, really well. It's
Yep.
Good product.
So if you buy the fire ring version, this gasket is specific to it and you must use it. If you guys see, there's fire rings in there, kind of the concept here. So essentially, you would put your fire ring right in here, head gasket on the block, set it down, torque it, warm it up, don't move it, hot torque, warm it back up, while driving, hot retorque. I guess that makes the best sense I can, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are there
I think
bigger
so.
and badder heads than this on the market? Sure, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's things that are even more rowdy than this out there. Chop this stuff off, D&J makes a wonderful head. We're not talking about that, it's a great head, but it's not what we're talking about here. This head right here has been time and time proven again to do the job of holding 2,000 horsepower all day. I wouldn't doubt it to go even more. This one right here, and our truck is holding 1,000 street.
No problem.
And it's been hotter than hell a few times and it's had no problems at all. Any other tips? I mean, realistically, they come on a pallet. We have Cummins gasket sets, which we're gonna open the box here in just a minute and show you guys that. Those are phenomenal. You will not find a better price gasket setup that comes with the valve cover gasket. We're gonna show you that in a minute. Right here we have the Powerstroke Products head stud kit. In the head stud kit, you get, of course, your bolts, your nuts, and your washers. And of course, you have your specific lube that they require you to use in it. There's a torque sequence right here. This comes with everything, with all of their head gasket, or their head studs. I think it even comes with a pin and a sticker. I mean, how do you go wrong with that? How you can keep track of what you're torquing. That's pretty sweet. What do you think I think? That's pretty awesome, huh?
You think well.
These do have 103 pound springs. Here's another little thing that I want to share with you guys. In America, there's this thing about China made, China made. Cracks me up. 90% of the shit, excuse my language, and your OEM truck is made in China or Mexico or Berlin or Germany or wherever, Taiwan, Japan. It does not matter where it comes from.
Get
It
parts all
comes
over
from.
the place.
The goal is, what we like about Powerstroke products, and this is the 110% honesty, is I, as a business, know where I could buy this head today and put my own name on it. I don't have the capacity to have the machines that these guys have or the knowledge that they have to ensure that there are the proper specs for each valve, proper specs, proper cleaning. I don't have that. And that's not that I'm not capable of it, it's that I don't have the interest in going down that road. These heads come in as a bare casting, and then all of your valves are machined properly to Powerstroke product specs, in-house, everything's machined properly, and then assembled right here in the United States of America. The head casting itself is from overseas. I'm sure somewhere, Japan, Taiwan, China, one of those places. Every head that you have on a truck today formed over there. Castings are made over there. Best way to put this is you want to buy a head that you know that the company that is standing behind it, number one, is going to stand behind it. Let's just be real. That's the most important thing. Number two, that when they bring the castings in, they are checking the specs to ensure that they have the proper clearances, the proper deck height, the proper valve pressures. I mean, a whole bunch of things that ultimately, guys like, brain farted. Ultimately, that the machine shops know the specs inside and out, and they can get these heads to where that they will be willing to stand behind them. All of them come with a 1 year, I think it's a 1 year, maybe even 2 year standard warranty.
It's 2 years.
I think it might be 2 years on the Cummins, and I think it might be 1 year on the Powerstroke. I'm not certain.
We don't really see a lot of
We have that on our website, just in case you guys really need to know. And just like any other brand out there, I don't care the brand name that there is. There will be failures. It does not matter who you buy from, where you buy from, there will be failures. The difference is in how they're gonna stand behind it. And I can tell you right now, I have seen these guys overnight one of these heads because there was a problem with one, and I can't remember what it was. It was a long time ago. But if you could imagine how much it costs to overnight this head, holy smokes, I bet that's at least 1,500 bucks.
They probably didn't make any money on the head.
Nope, guaranteed they didn't. But that wasn't the matter. That wasn't the point. The point was they were taking care of the customer, they were taking care of us as a business, they were taking care of our customer. And that's what you need to shop for. You need to shop for a company that's gonna stand behind their products like that. We stand behind Powerstroke products without a doubt. These heads, their heads will be on our trucks for a reason, because they stand behind them, they build a quality product. They are on several of our other trucks. Yes, there's other heads that are great out there as well. I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying that these are really, really good. Really, really, really good. They're in stock, ready to ship today. That's another important situation there. Needless to say, let's move on. Let's talk about the gaskets. Let's go open up some gaskets. You guys notice this thing's got tape on it. We did the complete install of nose candy, and then which we'll be releasing some of that video, but we also got a second gasket set so we can show you guys. First of all, y'all know how expensive this bad boy can be right here. This is 400 bucks by itself. High quality connections all over this guy, okay? to ensure that you're getting a good connection to the injectors. We're running this on nose candy, just so you know.
Exact one.
Same exact one. In this gasket set, you also get valve seals. That's assuming that you're gonna be doing something with your valve, with your stock head. Most of the time you can take and throw these in the trash can. You don't need those, okay? If you're putting a new head on, you got the gasket with the wiring harness there. And then you have every other gasket you're gonna need in here, including your head gasket right here. So this is the one that you're gonna use for an O-ringed head. You have all your cooler gaskets, your fuel O-rings, intake gaskets, exhaust gaskets, vacuum pump gaskets. I mean, okay, yeah, water pump, my bad. More gaskets there, some O-rings there. Yep, this is your valve cover. I can't remember what this one is off the top of my head. I'm having a memory.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
You get a lot of gaskets, that's the point.
You get a lot of, you get every
You get a
gasket
lot of
you need to
gaskets.
properly do the top end. So on our website, we're gonna have a complete combo kit. It's gonna come with gaskets, studs, and a head, shipped to your door, ready to do the job in a weekend, no problems. If anything, honestly, this is a one-day job. Like, Cummins are super easy to do. They're a walk in the park. Okay?
Easier than Powerstrokes.
Yeah, way easier than a Powerstroke, way easier than a 6.0. 6.0 is usually about 2.5 days if you're really paying attention and doing a quality job. On a Cummins, realistically, 10, 12 hours and you're done. And that's assuming you have a hoist and all the proper tools and stuff like that. This is gonna be an option, you know, these are already listed on the website. This entire kit right here with this guy is $399 shipped. Now that doesn't include taxes. Your taxes in your state will be one thing, okay? But $399 shipped for that gasket set, man, I'm gonna tell you.
That's a great price.
That's an incredible price. And you're also buying from a company that you can put in that truck of yours that you need to go out there and work for you, that you know that they're gonna stand behind their product. That's the best way to put it. Obviously, we stand behind products, we take care of our customers, and we know that Powerstroke Products stands behind their products. I can tell you that without a doubt. We sell a lot of heads, you know, obviously the Powerstroke world, and when you sell as many as you do, as we do, you're gonna have some failures. And I can tell you, I've never seen a company as efficient at standing behind their product as Powerstroke Products. That's God's honest truth right there. Check them out on the website, blessperformance.com. We got these head gasket sets in stock, ready to ship. We have O-ringed heads, fire-ringed heads, studs in stock and ready to ship. We have push rods. We have camshafts. We can help you build your truck to whatever level you would like to be at. Give us a call. That guy right there. Yep. Myself, Patrick, Vance, Clayton. You're gonna, one of the ladies, you're gonna get one of us, and if they don't know the answer, we're gonna find somebody that knows the answer. And that usually comes to me at that point, okay? But Dagan over here is learning a lot. He's got himself a Powerstroke, but he's learning a lot about a Cummins world because he's, we're playing with it for, you know, having some fun with some Cummins stuff. So if you guys, we also, just so you know, we also have heads for 5.9, your 5.9 blocks, 24 valve common rails, and your 12 valves, we have heads for those as well. We have a new 5.9 gasket that just got released to where you can properly utilize the O-ring surface with, in order to properly utilize this with a 5.9, you have to have a specific gasket. Well, the gasket set comes with that. So the whole point of this is to show you guys these amazing products right here. Share as much tech information as I can, and if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. I may have not answered all your questions, but that's what this guy and myself will do. We're gonna fight and we're gonna find you the answers. That's really what it boils down to.
Every time, make sure.
We're gonna find you the answer that you need to feel confident in getting the product that you're gonna need to make sure that you're gonna hold whatever you're doing with your truck. Rowdy tow pig, rowdy race truck. Best way to put it. Give us a call, 1-800-577-2698. Any questions? Like, subscribe, follow. Check out the Facebook, the Instagram, the TikTok, all that other good stuff. We make some videos. This guy does a lot of editing for me now too, so bravo to him. Some of the cool videos, I'm too old to do that shit. This guy does them, okay? And the guy standing behind the camera. So anyways, we really appreciate you guys' support. I'm gonna go home and drink a beer.